Tonight on Southwest Local News. The Warrnambool RSL enters voluntary administration, still remaining open for now. The Folkie wraps up for another year after 4 days of performances. Police operation over the long weekend records large tally of offences. And in sport, we cover the latest from the Warrnambool Moyne cricket results.
Live from Silver Ball Studios in Warrnambool, this is Southwest Local News with Sharna Rogers.
Good evening and welcome to Southwest Local News. The Warrnambool RSL sub-branch has entered voluntary administration. This has come about due to financial issues at the sub-branch related to the trading of the business. The administrator, Worrells, has confirmed that the sub-branch venue will trade through and continue normal operations for the foreseeable future, whilst the financial position is being assessed. This afternoon, employees have been informed of this and will continue their current employment while the venue is in administration. The Warrnambool RSL sub-branch committee members will assist the administrator to work towards the best outcome for the sub-branch, its creditors, veterans and members. The Folkie wraps up and Courtney has the full story.
For the Southwest, the Port Fairy Folk Festival marks the end of yet another successful festival season. Regional Arts Victoria's Stacey Barnes says the festival plays an important role in supporting the region's creative culture.
So important for regional communities to have major events like this that bring people together, celebrate music, celebrate the arts, celebrate culture, and give platforms to emerging artists, particularly that are from that regional town.
She continues that while the international acts draws the crowds, giving young artists the opportunity to perform is just as important for the future of Australian music.
Without the next generation of musicians, where will we be? Who will we be listening to? So I've been able to check out a few young artists at the Village Green, in some of the tents here, and honestly I've been blown away. They've all been amazing.
One of those emerging artists is Araminta, who won last year's Foot in the Door folk competition at the Queenscliff Music Festival, a milestone that recognises the emotional depth of her songwriting.
It's been amazing. We just played a 20-minute set and feeling very grateful and privileged to be here. Yeah, it was heaps of fun.
Speaking at Port Fairy, Araminta says the festival has given her the opportunity to perform on a major stage and connect with new audiences.
Amazing. This is our first festival ever, so yeah, it's surreal feeling. Can't wait for more.
Beyond the music, the festival markets are also catching attention. Stallholder Miles says this is his first year at Port Fairy, embracing the festival lifestyle while sharing his passions.
Well, we are only halfway through at this point, and usually from a kitchen point of view it tends to be more busy on the later days, so it's hard to say at this point. But vibe-wise is pretty much on par with what we were expecting with the larger numbers and the whole folk scene, which we're starting to dip our toe in the water of.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Neighbouring creatives from One Day Studios have also been running workshops across the weekend, with the team celebrating the chance to inspire young people through creativity.
It's been really good. We've seen a lot of very creative masks come out of it.
It gives us sort of an opportunity to reach out to regional young people and to show them that there's sort of a pathway into doing this cool, creative, fun stuff, and that, you know, it can lead into opportunities and careers, so it just puts us on the map a little bit and just gets us out into a community we may not always be able to reach, so it's just a wonderful opportunity.
With strong crowds, sunny weather and a positive wrap for organisers, Port Fairy is already looking ahead.
Like jam-packed. Every tent I've been to is packed and there's no seating, so yeah, everyone's really turned up here. It's a creative and supportive community.
With the festival set to return next year to celebrate its 50th anniversary.
Warrnambool has had a disappointing long weekend on its roads, with police dealing with a large number of offences. During the long weekend, Operation Arid, police nabbed 9 drivers under the influence, 4 drink drivers and 5 drug drivers. Speeding was a major issue, with 66 offences reported. Police recorded 6 mobile phone offences, 10 unregistered vehicles, 2 vehicle impoundments, 2 disqualified drivers, 6 unlicensed drivers, 15 disobedience of signs, signals and 3 seatbelt offences. The poor behaviour even crept to those on 2 wheels, with 2 cycling offences recorded. Leaders of the Corangamite Shire Council have welcomed the concept of paying to see the 12 apostles, but only if the revenue collected stays local. The Victorian Government will put a charge on the new 12 Apostles Visitor Experience Centre, which is due to open at the end of this year. Corangamite Mayor Kate Macon said the fee should be reinvested back into the precinct and the surrounds and the shipwreck coast where it is raised. Corangamite CEO David Ray said a well-designed user-pays system would provide a consistent and much-needed funding stream to reinvest directly into site maintenance. The plan is for local residents and Eastern Maar people to not have to pay any visitor fees to the site. Emergency services have responded to a collision where a vehicle collided with a building. The incident occurred at East Warrnambool Woolworths car park and was attended by emergency services. An 81-year-old woman was the driver and lost control after what police suspect was a medical episode. She was transferred to Southwest Healthcare with minor injuries.
Okay, local 81-year-old female. Looks like she's come into park at Woolworths and has gone through and hit the laundrette. Police are still investigating, but it appears it could be a medical episode at this stage, but we're still investigating.
The iconic Tower Hill State Game Reserve has notched up an unwanted milestone. Tower Hill has now gone through 4 summers with the doors to its Visitors Information Centre shut. The centre was originally closed for renovations in October 2022, which was completed in early 2024. 8 weeks ago, Fitzmedia contacted Parks Victoria and member for Western Victoria, Jacinta Ermacora, for an update. This update said Parks Victoria was working through a licensing process for a tenant in the Visitors Centre. 8 weeks on, and both Parks Victoria and Ms Ermacora have told us there is no further progress to the report. Ms Ermacora did not wish to make a comment on the extended period the Visitors Centre had been closed, stating this was due to the sensitivity of negotiations currently being undertaken. Some surety around daily fuel prices can now be achieved for Southwest residents. Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen has announced new anti-price gouging laws will come into effect today. Under these laws, fuel retailers must set a daily cap on fuel prices. The price for the following day must be announced by 2 p.m, with the price published on the Servo Saver app at 4 p.m. This price will stay in place for 24 hours from 6 a.m. the following day. The price of the fuel cannot be raised that day, but it can be lowered. Fuel retailers caught not abiding by the laws face significant fines. The laws have come in place to help ease any panic attached to possible oil shortages due to the military action in Iran. The Federal National Party has appointed Matt Canavan as its new leader. Mr Canavan replaces David Littleproud, who stood down from the role on Tuesday. Federal member for Wanna-Dan-Tan welcomed Mr Canavan's promotion. Mr Tan said he was looking forward to working with the new Nationals leadership team. They bring an enormous amount of firepower to the coalition, Mr Tan said. With this change, we are going from strength to strength. The Liberal and National parties form a federal coalition and are currently in opposition. The coalition has not been without its dramas, with the Nationals stepping away from the alliance in January before a quick reconciliation had them back on board in February. Accomplished Warrnambool artist Sherry Johnstone has added fashion designer to her list of talents. Ms Johnstone was part of the Beyond Black runway in Melbourne, featuring First Nation designers from across the country. This was part of the Melbourne Fashion Week Festival. During the show, 10 of her garments made their way down the catwalk. Ms Johnstone, who is known for her artwork and collaborations in the community, will launch her own fashion range, Flash 1A, next month. Flash 1A is a slow fashion brand producing made-to-order garments from 100% merino wool with reversible knitted designs that minimise waste and extend wearability. Ms Johnstone said the inclusion highlights the strength of regional Aboriginal enterprise.
It was very surreal to be chosen to be part of the Beyond Black First Nations runway as part of the Melbourne Fashion Festival. The experience was awesome because because it was ran by Mob in Fashion, so First Nations people were curating the whole show, the whole event, and it actually give you the chance to have a rare behind the scenes experience. So I was able to go, work out the back with the team. I was able to be hands-on with my garments, do last minute alterations and interact with the models, but just before they went out, and sort of do the finishing touches and things like that. So and just get to see the models and everyone, the event team, doing what they're meant to be doing, and it was a bit crazy because I've never ever experienced that before. So it was really cool.
Has it given you a taste to sort of dip more into the fashion industry?
Potentially, yeah. We'll see what comes. It's certainly a great exposure because it's a nationally known fashion show. So I guess the potential for global exposure from that actual runway is, it's exciting. You just don't know what might come from that down the track.
South West residents are in safe hands if they have the misfortune to go into cardiac arrest. Victoria is the safest state when it comes to cardiac arrest survival rate at 44.4%. Worldwide, this rate is second only to Denmark at 50.2%. This data has been revealed in Ambulance Victoria's cardiac arrest registry. Ambulance Victoria has actively been training members of the public in cardiac arrest response, with more than 29,000 people taking part in the Call, Push, Shock program. Greater access to defibrillators also has helped the survival rate, with 10,800 active and registered defibrillators in Victoria, with more than 8,000 of those publicly accessible. Southwest farmer and filmmaker Leela McDougall used a sellout gathering to push the virtues of resilience for rural women. McDougall rose to prominence for the film Just a Farmer, which she wrote and starred in. She was speaking at the Australian Blue Gum Plantation annual Women in Wood and Fibre event as part of International Women's Day celebration. McDougall shared her insight on resilience, leadership and backing yourself even when the path is uncertain. Caramit resident and regional broadcaster Kirsten Diprose hosted the event. That's all in general news, and after the break we'll return with sport and weather. Back soon.
B&B Furniture Plus now stock a range of adjustable beds. They have mobility aids to help you live your life to the fullest, and lift chairs for the best in comfort. B&B Furniture Plus is locally owned at 203 Lava Street, Warrnambool.
At the Tyre Factory Warrnambool, we stock the best range of alloy wheels to suit your ride. Steel wheels, wheel and tyre packages for caravans and trailers, and four-wheel drive wheel packages. The Tyre Factory, 180 Raglan Parade, Warrnambool.
Lava Street Veterinary Clinic, caring for Warrnambool's pets in our state-of-the-art family-run facility. This December, get 20% off all cat desexing and finish the year with healthy, happy pets. Visit 1051 Raglan Parade.
Tonight's sport is proudly brought to you by Nutrient Ag Solutions, Warrnambool and Timboon. Getting the most out of your farm. Contact the team today.
Welcome back, and first making news in sport. Dannington has advanced to the preliminary final of Warrnambool Moyne Premier Cricket. The Dogs were too strong for Port Fairy in the elimination final, winning by 52 runs. Batting first on Saturday, the Dogs made 207 from their 80 overs. In reply, Port Fairy lost its first wicket with just 3 on the board and were never able to recover, being bowled out for 155 in 50 overs. A top 3 finish has failed to be turned into finals glory for Russells Creek. Creek finished 3rd on the ladder and started favourite in their elimination final on the weekend against 6th placed Mortlake. Creek also had a home ground advantage with the game played at Jetty Flat. Creek batted first and were bowled out inside 77 overs for 163. In reply, Mortlake was in early trouble, staggering 4-33. But top order batsman Salman Gonawala dug in, making an unbeaten 83 to guide Mortlake to victory with a score of 8-166. A return to AFL moves even closer for former East Warrnambool and South Warrnambool junior Jamara Ugle-Hagan. Ugle-Hagan kicked 6 goals for the Gold Coast Suns VFL team in a practice game against Southport. The Suns senior team defeated Geelong comfortably in the opening round and looks set to be a force in 2026. Gold Coast Suns coach Damien Hardwick said Ugle-Hagan remains a big part of the team's plans.
Well, he played well. He was jumping at the ball, contesting at ground level, chase tackle too, which is great. And, you know, as I said previously, I love that he played well. And there's no one that is dying to get him in the side more than me. But what I want to make sure everyone understands, I see this guy as a long-term prospect for our footy club. So we want to make sure we get him absolutely cherry ripe. So when he comes in, he's ready to go. Not necessarily for this week, the week after, in and out, all that sort of stuff. When he's ready to go, we're going to unleash him. He played a great game today. Can't wait to see him play. Can't wait to watch the tape. He'll be sending me highlights throughout the course of the night, I'm sure. But it was a big step forward for him. We're really pleased for him.
Southwest export Hugh McCluggage has had a tough start to the 2026 AFL season. In his first game as captain of the Brisbane Lions, McCluggage injured his calf in the first quarter of his team's opening round loss to the Western Bulldogs. McCluggage is expected to miss this week's game against the Sydney Swans. Portland's Rowan Marshall also succumbed to injury in the opening round when he was knocked out during the game against Collingwood. The St Kilda ruckman will now miss this week's game against Melbourne due to concussion protocols. The Saints went down to the Pies by 12 points. State champions are now within the Warrnambool Surf Lifesaving Club. The club hosted the Victorian Junior titles across the weekend and used the home beach advantage to excel in competition. The club won 8 gold medals for the weekend in a combination of team and individual events. Under 11s competitor Lenny Chiller won 4 gold medals across Ironman, the surf race, the board relay and Aqua Cameron. Flynn Burley, Lockie Kerr and Finn Fogarty won 2 gold medals each, while George Green, Penny Taylor, Harper Griffin and Molly Ward, Arabella Campbell and Reese Beddoes won 1 gold each. A player who has graced the courts of a tennis major has found glory at Warrnambool's famed grass courts. Belinda Woolcock was the winner of the Warrnambool Lawn Tennis Open over the long weekend. She defeated Arena Remillianson 6-3, 4-6, 10-6 in Monday's final. Woolcock played doubles at the main draw of the Australian Open on a number of occasions, making the second round in 2021. She also played mixed doubles in 2021 and she achieved a Women's Tennis Association singles ranking of 290 after honing her skills at the University of Florida. During her stay there, the Melbourne-based right-hander helped the Florida Gators win the NCAA National Championship. Woolcock is also an accomplished footballer, having played for the Casey Demons for 4 seasons in the VFLW and training with the AFLW clubs Melbourne and Richmond. That's all in sport today. In Warrnambool, no need to water the garden as we have persistent showers from midday, partly cloudy with a possibility of severe damaging winds in the south. After the break, we'll go through the rest of the forecast with Courtney Watson. Back soon.
Is it time to upgrade that outdoor chair? How's your tent holding up? Need a gazebo for that special gathering? George Taylor Stores carry all the summertime essentials that you need to make this summer the best. We'll answer your questions and have you ready in no time at George Taylor Stores.
Barrastock cares about your dairy cows as much as you do. Our top quality feeds are designed to support the best possible animal nutrition and health, maximising your production through all life stages and seasons. That's why Barrastock is truly made for milk.
You can't beat local, and Daly's IGA Fresh Marketplace is as local as it gets. You'll find the best quality fresh produce matched by friendly customer service. Daly's has your favourite brands, complemented by expert local grocers living in your community. In-house butchers and local liquor specialists are on hand to provide you the best our region has to offer. Join IGA Rewards for exclusive member discounts and cashback right here in your community. Daly's IGA Fresh Marketplace. You can't beat local.
Hi, it's Libby from the Vet Group. We are offering discounted standard desexing for dogs and cats for a limited time. Your pet will receive the Vet Group's gold standard level of care at a reduced cost. Terms and conditions apply. Contact the Vet Group Wollaston, Timboon or Portland clinics and book in your furry friend today. Remember, two's a company but a litter is a crowd. The Vet Group, making pet care easy.
Through the race and out onto the arena, here is the toss. Tom gets the first possession, quick pass to Brett, drops the sitter, play on down the corridor, a cracking effort by Sam. Down the line to Tim with a sizzler, a turnover from Michael. Rachel gets it back, a chip kick to Charlotte, shakes off the tackle, back down the line to Sam, stacks on the mill, but he gets it out to Brett, he spins and bags a goal. Kerman's Hamburgers for the win, a fan favourite since 49.
Tonight's weather report is proudly brought to you by Anchor Point Retirement Village. New homes are being built now. Book a tour today.
Welcome back. I'm Courtney Watson, and around the southwest, thunderstorms are on the way. Cloudy for most of Friday before clearing up just in time for Saturday. Now closer into the forecast. In Port Fairy tomorrow, expect a shower or two with a top of 18 degrees, 35-kilometre winds coming in from the southwest. Cloudy on Friday with a top of 19 with overnight temperatures of 13. Saturday is looking cloudy with a top of 21. Over in Mortlake, 17 tomorrow with 1 mil to fall. Cloudy on Friday with a top of 21. A lovely 26 on Saturday, partly cloudy. In the Colac and Camperdown region tomorrow, top of 18 degrees with 1 mil to fall, with southwesterly winds of up to 30 kilometres. Cloudy with a top of 21 on Friday, light southeast winds for most of the day. Saturday, mostly sunny with a top of 26 degrees. Along the coast in Port Campbell tomorrow, top of 17 degrees, a shower or two with 1 mil to fall. No rain on Friday, cloudy with a top of 18 degrees. Mostly sunny on Saturday with a top of 20 degrees. Home to Warrnambool tomorrow, 18 degrees with 1 mil to fall. Cloudy with light southerly winds on Friday, top of 19. Saturday, top of 22 degrees, partly cloudy with light southeasterly winds. That's all for this 3-day forecast. Back to you, Sharna.
Thank you very much, Courtney. That's it from your Southwest Local News team, and thank you for tuning in, whether that be online, on podcast or on 3-Way FM. If you missed any of the bulletin, you can watch it back on demand at southwestlocalnews.com.au. Until Friday, with peace, have a great night.